Hey everyone, my name is Jose Luis Olache, proud mayor of the city of Lynwood.
Cool. So tell me about today's event.
So the Lynwood Union, as you know, it's a fairly new group here in the city. They're doing amazing work to promote our arts, to just show the history of the city of Lynwood. And so tonight, in the spirit of the holidays, they said, hey, we're gonna bring snow to the kids in Lynwood. And as many of you know, or some of you might know, I do a toy drive every year, or this is the 4th year I do it, and so I thought no better perfect opportunity to partner up with this event. We have kids that couldn't wait till it's 5:01 now, but I got here about 20 minutes ago, and kids were already having fun in the snow. So I think it's a very awesome event. I look forward to this happening every year. Of course, as every year, we struggle with sponsorship, so anytime you want to be a sponsor or just help and making the event possible, we welcome always volunteers. These type of events are done because of volunteers in our community. So if it's your time, your resources, or a small toy donation, anything helps. Very excited to be part of it and looking forward to supporting this event, hopefully every year. Of course, as this event grows, hopefully every year, we'll do a much better job at promoting it to our local community. But again, I'm very, very excited just to see the kids that maybe haven't been to the snow ever. And that's pretty awesome, because I'm sure, maybe a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old haven't seen snow in their lives. So as you know, in Southern California, it doesn't snow as much. You have to go to the mountains. But at least here, we can bring that joy to our students.
Hi, my name is Micaela Hernandez, and I'm an employee at Bilingual Household, Lynwood Unified School District. I think because in our city, a lot of parents aren't able to drive the students, our kids in this area to the snow. I think that bringing the snow to them gives them an opportunity, and it's fun. A lot of them didn't come prepared for the snow to play whatever the snowball fights that they're doing. You can tell a lot of them don't have gloves. I would say because they haven't experienced it in the past, but I think it's just, fun and games for them.
Okay. So how did you hear about today's event?
So our student services at Lynwood Unified School District promoted the event. We were to promote it with our elementary schools, and I work as a community liaison, so I was in charge of promoting our district at the city event.
So tell me about today's event. What is it?
So they got snow dropped off. Kids are playing in the snow, and they're going to show the movie. It's a Night Before Christmas themed, and it seems like the kids are having fun, and the mayor's office is having a toy giveaway.
I hear that there's two very big guests in red that the kids are excited about over there.
Yes, we have Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus handing the toys out. They had a program to give about 500 toys.
So tell us about the flyers.
So the flyers we're promoting, Lynwood Unified School District got AP District of the Year. I believe it is only one of 4 school districts nationwide that received the credit. I work at Bilingual High School, and we have AP and IB classes. And so what AP District of the Year means, most of our students in our school district are actually passing the AP exam. So it's not just a matter of taking the test, it's a matter of passing it. And so we do have a plan to bring in more AP tutors to the district for that reason. It's a nice treat for them. They all celebrated. I'm sure they had their end of the school year parties as well. So this is, a nice finish to that. And it's a nice 3-week vacation, and hopefully they come back ready to learn.
Look at that snow. First time. It's pretty awesome, right? First time, huh? Well, I'm so happy you guys came tonight. I hope you guys got a little toy or two. I'm so happy we were able to show this moment. Thank you to the Lynwood Union and Roland and everyone that planned this together. Hopefully we do this every year, hopefully. But thank you all for your patience. It was our first time ever, so we have a little bit to do, lessons learned, but I'm happy you all get to enjoy. So gracias a todos por venir en la noche. Fue un buen evento, la primera vez que lo hicimos aquí en la nieve en Lynwood. So ojalá se pueda hacer otra vez. Pero thank you so much, Lynwood, for coming, and have a great night. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad a todos y feliz Año Nuevo. Have a good night.
What was life in K-12 like?
So I think more importantly, as many of you know, I started a Kid Mayor program, and it's true of my story. My story is in the 6th grade. and maybe early on, but in 6th grade, Mr. Vito at Lynwood Elementary saw something in me and invited me to a summer bridge program, Cal State Long Beach, an upper bound program. And so I went for 6 weeks to Cal State Long Beach, and that in itself gave me a whole different opportunity to see a whole different world, for the lack of a better expression. And I feel Mr. Vito saw something in me, and that really just began my current pathway of being involved in student leadership. At high school, I was very involved in every club you could think of, from playing in the band to the Spanish club to being involved with Mesa, and ultimately being the student body vice president of the high school. That really helped me then when I went to college and continue my student government life. So I credit my leadership skills to student government. I love student government from an early on age in high school to my undergrad and college. So I think it has developed who I am today, and I'm very thankful of Lynwood and what I learned while a student here in the community.
So tell me about senior year. How do you know? Oh, I know what school I want to go to next. I know what major I want. Like, how did all that happen?
I don't think many of us or many folks know what they want to do exactly when they go to college, in the sense of what major and what career. For me, being a Southern Californian and visiting many schools, I was able to visit a couple of schools and decided to go to ultimately Cal State Dominguez Hills. Had an amazing experience at Dominguez Hills. Enough that I was very involved, just like in high school, and I was involved in student government. I was a student body president 2 years, and so my unique experience at Dominguez has led me to even being on their alumni board currently. So to me, I'm very proud of the fact that Lynwood prepared me for that next step, and the angle of not academically, but obviously the angle of involvement. So to me, I'm very appreciative of that experience that led me to a very involved one at my undergrad at Cal State Dominguez Hills.
And the degrees that you got?
Liberal studies. So then being a liberal studies major was a good experience, and a minor in Spanish. Obviously I'm a native speaker, so that helps a lot in regards to keeping obviously not only my cultural roots, but also my language and linguistic ones. So, but again, Dominguez Hills was part of part of what that shaped who I am today, from the angle of my student involvement and student leadership involvement. So I really got to know the public policy part of government, right? Not just what a local city council or school board does, but from the public policy and how our local, state, and federal policy, how they how they work. So yeah, that was my experience from high school to my undergrad.
Where do you see yourself after retirement?
After retirement, I definitely want to believe that I would have a very positive and great impact in any community and anything that I decide to do between now and retirement, so that when I retire, I want to spend time with family, friends, and just enjoy life. I love to travel, so I look forward to traveling a lot, and I think the world has a lot to share with us. I love to travel and meet new people, new cultures. Of course, I love to eat, so it's always good to try different cuisine in different parts of the world. And being Asian, European, so I have a lot of places I would love to go one day. So to-do list is definitely there, but definitely travel is on my to-do list when I retire. Not that I have to wait till I retire, because I do some of that now, but I definitely want to do a little more once I have more quote-unquote free time.
What would you like your legacy to be?
I think more than anything, that whatever I do in life, in general, it being involvement or at church or family, that I have an impact on folks in a positive way, and that I'm able to like they say, pay it forward. And so it shouldn't be always a selfish reason why you do things, but really how does that impact somebody else, and how do you share those experiences so that they are impacted in a positive way, and if we all keep paying it forward, then I think that helps us just be in a better society and a better world.
Tips for people who would like a career, the career you had.
I think public service is very important. Sometimes people downplay it as politics. I mean, yeah, it's politics, but when I get a phone call on over the weekend, or a message via social media, or a simple email to address a concern, or even a meeting, I feel that that's part of the importance of public service, and I think having that connection with community is very important, because if you can't be of service to others, then I think folks don't belong in this career, for that matter. And it's a hard one. Not everyone could do it. Our former mayor recently said, our state of the city, that this job is not for everyone. And not that everyone can't do it. Everyone can do it, but not everyone has the time, the time to commit to do the job. You know, people have families, have different careers that don't allow them to do this. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, because I have the support at home and the support of being able to commit my time. I mean, tonight, for example, I've been here since 4 something, and it's already 9:17, and it doesn't feel that way. But it's good to have the time and the flexibility to be able to not only go to 2 city council meetings a month, but be engaged with the local community. I mean, today we gave out 800 toys, and just to have that experience with the community is very rewarding. And not that a toy makes a difference, but it's the time of giving, and I think the spirit of the holidays is very important, because as humans, as a society, we need to do more of that. You know, if we're a more harmonious society and a more caring of each other, I think that we would be a much better and stronger society, just by helping thy neighbor. You know, I mean, what do you learn in church 101? It's help thy neighbor, you know. And if we all did that, we would just be a stronger community.
What do you say to the students who they just go straight to class and go back home? Why is it important to get involved on campus?
Well, I think first let's acknowledge the people, the individual or folks that do that. I think that we can downplay it, because that's our reality, and maybe they have commitments at home, they have commitments, other commitments that we don't want. No, we can't be judgmental. But obviously, those that can and don't, then we want to motivate those folks to get involved and be engaged. Because again, if it's a local senior center, if it's a local place where people can appreciate someone in that capacity, or that age range, for example, to go to a senior center and spend time with people that are lonely. You know, it's something as simple as that, or basic as that, to obviously being a mentor for someone at a high school level, or I think it's important, to do that.
The importance of mentors.
Yeah, I think I'm very blessed that I've had many mentors in my life, from obviously my school years, my grade school years, to even now as an adult. You know, I think life is meant to be to have mentors, but to also be a mentor. So how do you become a good mentor? Well, because you've had good mentors, and I've been blessed to have great, amazing people throughout my pathway of my life and my career, that it's part of that paying it forward, being a mentor to somebody else. Because just like someone saw something in me at one point, I have to do the same thing for others. So I think it's a cycle that needs to continue, so that we can become a stronger society.
Tell us, what about Lynwood stands out? And, for those that don't know anything about Lynwood.
I think mainly we're in Los Angeles County. We're in the southeast part of Los Angeles. And we're a strong community. Lynwood is a 4.9-mile radius city. Has a lot of history. We're almost 100 years old. And so, just like every community, it's unique in its own way. We are surrounded by the 105, 710, 110 freeways. That's 3 main freeways. And, we're 14 miles away from LAX, downtown LA. So we're in a good central location that, within 20 minutes you could get, without traffic, you get anywhere within LA, 20-25 minutes. And so it's a good community to live in. Having grown here essentially most of my life, I'm proud where I'm at, and I always tell people, yes, go and study and get your degrees, but come back to Lynwood. Never forget where you come from, because if we all have that type of mentality, we can become a stronger community. And so instead of folks leaving and going elsewhere, I would hope that more people could come back and bring those experiences and educational backgrounds back to Lynwood, and hopefully that would help us just be a stronger community.
The importance of being bilingual and growing up in a bilingual household.
I think it's a unique situation, because not only from a linguistic angle, but also from the angle of understanding culture, right? So, for example, my parents are from León, Guanajuato, So having grown up and going to visit Leon every so often, maybe not every single year, but every so often, helps me connect to traditions that my current community currently does. So posadas or religious activities like the Day of the Virgin of Guadalupe. So there's a lot of religion in our culture, and how and those traditions are important not only from the language angle, but from how we live and how we celebrate life, right? And I think all those things are great to embrace. And I think if we all embrace more cultures and more communities, it opens our mindset and our horizon to be more accepting of other communities, regardless of where they're from. And I think that in itself is it's fun. You know, why limit ourselves to one language, one culture, when we could learn 3-4 languages, that we could know about other communities. So I think it's great. We should embrace it more instead of limiting to one language or one culture.
Tips for students or anyone that they try to run for any position to have the courage to, let's say people are bashful and stuff, but they want an opportunity at leadership and stuff like that.
I think everyone that feels a passion to serve should run. You know, obviously make an evaluation of their time commitment, because it is a strong time commitment. But I think anyone that has a desire to serve others and to commit to being part of that change, they should run. They should run for, and you know, I tell people, you don't have to be the mayor, you don't have to be the president of the school board to create change. You could be a local commissioner, you could just be involved and engage a flock watch captain to create change. So the perception that we must have a title is not always and the exact way of doing it. But if those that want to serve, absolutely, more people should run for office. More people should get more engaged at the local, state, and federal level.
So what was it like to serve? What's it like to be able to say you've served in both of the largest capacities, not just mayor, but the fact that you've served on council and school board? It would be pretty cool.
I apologize. I think it's been an amazing, unique experience, because I was on the school board for 10 years. And we saw some of the worst times in our school district in California, really, because of the budget cuts. And that was a really tough time for our community, because at a time where we should be applying more resources to the arts, to things that matter to our kids here in Lynwood. You know, we were forced by state to cut resources, so it was a tough time. So bringing that experience of not just being about when things are easy or things are great, I think that's part of what creates someone in leadership. You have to be there in good and bad times, and being able to balance those is always it's very important. So having the experience of being on the school board and now the city, it's definitely a unique experience for being an advocate for our community here in Lynwood. Good. Thank you so much.